Welcome everyone to a casted game of Age of Empires 4, and today sporting the west side of the map playing in yellow, we've got Beastyqt playing as the Japanese, and his opponent in the southeast playing in blue, we've got Anotand representing Team 3D, playing as the Holy Roman Empire. Welcome everyone to himyema. That is the map for today, and both players actually docking in the middle, which actually is kind of an interesting situation. In fact, in himyema, actually generally, I haven't really seen this where both players have docked. It was like the Holy Roman Empire will be building their dock first, and they're going to be contesting it. We shall see, because I mean, the tricky situation for the Japanese is they don't really have a strong economy early on like the Holy Roman Empire do. Like in terms of hybrid maps, you've really got a couple of civilizations which are incredibly strong, like maybe 4, I should say, maybe. Like you've got, you know, the HRE, the Chinese, English, and the Abbasid dynasty. They're really favorable on water, but we'll have to see how this one goes. Anotand playing as the HRE up against the Japanese. It's interesting because the Japanese, I think, are being figured out in many ways in Age of Empires 4 and the new DLC. I think it's probably the most figured out civilizations of the new ones. And there's lots to going in their favor. It's a really nice civilization. Lots of new mechanics. Of course, they're the Holy Roman Empire. We know all about them. Beastie knows all about them. Probably one of his most favorite civilizations, I think. Wonder if we're going to be seeing a fast castle here out of Anotand. Could be quite possible. Especially because he's got a fishing economy, right? He might not even have to fight too much on this. But we'll have to see. He might even get Aristots. We shall see if he decides to get some stone or not, because Aristots does cost you 94 stone and 56 wood. Well, that's for Japanese anyway. It's the same for HRE as it happens. But both contesting the same shorefish, bit cheeky. But I certainly think it's going to be an interesting dynamic to this match. I think the Holy Roman Empire... the thing about the Japanese, if they're going to be aggressive, there's this timing window, usually about sort of 10 to 12 minutes when they really start to spam out units. Up until that point, it's about establishing a strong economy, which they can do with the Cura storehouse. Quite effectively with the free farms, and they do have a nice transition. As you can see, he's already got the farmhouse there. No early baby wheelbarrow, I like to call it, Tawara. But he has got the farmhouses ready and waiting for when he wants to take the berries. The food income is actually quite nice and sustainable there for the Japanese, because once they do get Tawara and Takazaiku, which is the second baby wheelbarrow upgrade, they actually gather berries faster than, say, the Abbasid dynasty or the Delhi Sultanate. In fact, they get free farms as well from the Cura storehouse. You know, they don't really have to rely on sheep for too long, although he's actually relying on it for now because he wants to fast tech up. It's understandable. We should see if he looks to be aggressive against the Holy Roman Empire. It's usually the way, like you kind of don't really want the HRE to just boom away. The 40% buffer of the prelate is so strong that you can't let them get away with it. At the moment you do that, because you can't match them, right? It's so difficult to match the economy of the HRE. Speaking of economy, that's the route that he's going to go with Anotand here with the Archon Chapel. The prelate boosting inside there will be boosting all these villages by 40%. The gather rate is actually really crazy when you think about it. Like, no other civilization has such a strong instant boosting of their economy. It is going to be the Cura storehouse, 4 villages, building that. It's kind of an interesting one. Like, it's kind of like the farms will spawn here first, maybe here first because it's blocked by wood. But the trouble is, he doesn't really have much of a choice. If he placed it here, which is more of the common kind of approach, putting it in the southeast corner of the town centre, the farms here would be super exposed on the front, right? So better to have it behind the town centre for sure. The Archon Chapel, very fast feud age time, as you'd expect with the Holy Roman Empire, is now getting Tawara. That will be increasing the carrying capacity of villagers, gather speed, or movement speed rather, and gather rate from the berries, 25%. There's that feud age though for Anotand getting an outpost. It's going to be a fast castle. You can kind of feel it, right? With an outpost there being pushed. Pretty blind as well with that. But back here, going to be yeah, they're both quite happy as Larry just to get this. I mean, the thing is he did get to the feud age first here, right? HRE. Wonder if he decides to get a galley. Just to try and kill some of these fishing boats, right? Could be an option. Oh, he does get stone. He's going to get an arrow slit emplacement. I prefer this, to be fair. It's the cheaper, more cost-effective option. And he's going to get the first. And Beast is going to lose a couple of fishing economy. And it's tricky, right? Because he wants the fishing economy himself, but it's not going to be sustainable for him. Good thing is going for the Cura storehouse, though. That will be sustainable with the farms coming in. 9 villages on gold, so it's quite heavy there. Going to be going for a castle age. The trouble for BC is it's kind of matching the strategy that HRE are doing, but the HRE just do it better, right? That's the rough situation. Naval arrow slits is in play, so going to be working on the fishing ships. Now, BC has a couple of options just to bring back the weak ones, let them heal away, or whether he just tries to gather as much of the fish as possible on the map. It could be an option. Beastie does not get to that village himself, and one thing to bear in mind, by the way, the villagers that are gathering gold there are actually dropping off some stone as well, so for every 10 gold you get 2 stone as a Japanese and vice versa. Could be potentially thinking about getting the daimyo mana later on in the game. Be increasing the harvest rate from farms by 25%, increasing the health of the town centre, adding an additional arrow slit, and also gives you a free villager. What's not to like about that? I'd like to know from you guys, by the way, in the comment section below if you're watching on YouTube, which is your most favourite civilization at the moment with the Sultan's Ascend? 6 new civilizations. I gotta say, mine's the Japanese for sure. Such a strong civilization, farms that are free. What's not to like? Some very unique units as well. Hopefully we'll see them today. The Onobagesha, Onomusha. I think the Onomusha are really strong actually with the mobility. They're kind of crossbows on horseback. I think that's actually in many ways quite nice against the Holy Roman Empire because they do like to get heavily armoured units, right? So I think the Onomusha could be a nice kind of movement into there in terms of military composition. For Beastie, going to go up with a floating gate with 9 villagers, but yeah, the Relic Cathedral is just going to be there a bit quicker. The Holy Roman Empire might be starting to get those prelates on the map soon enough to pick up those all-important relics. It's something that actually Beastie needs to try and deny, right? Like, leaving the Relic Cathedral and the HRA to get relics is pretty bad if that happens. I'm sure Beastie has a plan up his sleeves. Just to bear in mind that the Japanese do get the Yorishiro, I think that's how you say it. Little gifts from the floating gate landmark, and you can deposit that into certain buildings and get bonuses. Gives you an additional, I can't remember how much the rate of increase of production speed is. I think it might be 200%. Which is kind of nutty when you think about it. Also can get free resources or passive resources from, say, if you place it in a lumber camp or a stone mine, or I should say forge really. There are the 2 Yorishiro. Heading forward with the Shinto priest already. Just try and pick up a relic or 2 if you can. And wants to deny the relics coming in for HRE if they can. Anotand's aware of it. Does pick up the first relic there with the prelate. And is going to be bringing that back home. There is one in the south here. Oh, he's going to send a prelate there. The scout is there for Beastie. I don't think he denies that. It's going to deactivate the sacred site as well. So it's going to give him another notification. Oh, behind this though, he's going to get the Onobagesha. These ladies, I should say, are very fast on their feet. 1.5 tiles per second. They could get there pretty fast and deny this. We'll have to see. It's picking up the relic and you have to back away from that. Going to get Wallow. It's going to be delaying things more than anything. Onobagesha. Going to focus on the scout. Does turn back around and going to be sniping that prelate. Although the damage output from the Onobagesha isn't all that huge, by the way. Not on their own, anyway. 6 melee damage. Now, probably should kill that prelate, but the thing is, the relic has been brought home pretty quickly. Yeesh. Well, he does have 1 relic already in the bank. 2 more coming in. Well, I should say 1 really, because this prelate's going to go down. Oh, he's going to snipe out one of the Onomusha. That's perfect, but the scout will take care of the prelate in the end. The knight is on the field. Now, for this unit, Japanese probably should start to think about getting an Onomusha or 2. Going to be getting the Tatara upgrade, the increased melee damage. Now, don't forget the Japanese do have an extra melee damage upgrade that they get 4 in total instead of just the 3. Makes their units a little bit more slicey dicey. Has got 1 relic in his grasp here, Beastie. Right, let's take a look where that is actually. I'm not so sure. It's not that one. In any case, Onobagesha going to be chased down. Has deposited it now, Beastie. Anotand. Going to be having a knight in the base of Beastie. Beastie's got to be careful about that. He knows about it. Onobagesha going forward, looking to try and snipe out Lancer, but you can see these knights are going to be dealing out damage. And these Onobagesha are pretty much countered by knights, by the way, and archers. So I would quite like to see a a switch. I think Beastie needs to switch to on a Musha rather. Try and counter these pesky knights. But 3 relics for the HRE. It's looking strong and could quite possibly get a 4th. But looks like Beastie's going to pip him to the post there. Still, 3 relics is not too shabby. Oh, he's going to pick this one up. Oh, he spots this. Anotand should deny that and pick it up himself, actually. There's a good spot there by Anotand. Breaking through in the north as well. With the knight. Going to be charging down. Getting at least 1 villager kill for sure. Maybe even a second. Might go around to that gold vein. It's got to be careful. There are 2 spearmen, though, for Beastie. So should be able to defend. Oh, the spearmen. They got distracted now. They head back. No, wait. Okay. Bit of back and forth. But he's in the right spot now, anyway. Now, behind this, look at the gold income coming in for Anotand. He's going to need to take some villages off of gold, really. That relic gold coming in from the Regulus Cathedral is so strong. And oh, knight. It's pretty weak at this point. Going to be getting a town centre. Oh, Beastie's going to take the fight. I mean, he's going to try and snipe the knight. Oh, he didn't take the villager in the end. He's always going to lose that knight. Unfortunately, he didn't take the villager in the end, but it is what it is. Decent number of knights building up now for Anotand. He's heading across, and I mean, he's got pretty good value out for the docks in the end. The 2 fishing ships that remain. Good number of knights going across. Can we look to attack that stone mine? No spearmen here, and unfortunately might lose some villagers here. Beastie should lose 1 at least. Does lose 1, and he's lost 7 in total so far, so this is a great play by Anotand. Loses another on the berries. And this is looking pretty rough here for Beastie now, I've got to say. Nice cycling in the north, but pretty well walled up here, Beastie, in the north. But he has lost a lot of economy already. Down to 43 villages now. He does have that second town centre that has been built, and that'll help him keep up a little bit. But again, it's a lot of wood, well, a lot of food investment really into the villages. That will detract in the ability to produce military. And with Anotand with this number of relics, 3 just about to become 4. Also getting some of the sacred sites as well. That gold income, you can see how much banked up he has. Might be useful to get a market just to recalibrate that economy. And he's got 2 options here really, Anotand. Could just focus on pressuring in the Castle Age, which is I think is a good move. Could think about going to the Imperial Age. I prefer that the Castle Age aggression comes in because the Imperial Age coming in for the Holy Roman Empire, Palace of Suabe playing the more of an eco approach. Well, Beastie is on 2 town centres, so the longer he leaves this thing, or the civilization to boom away, you know, Beastie will have a decent economy. But more importantly, the Imperial Age for the Japanese is not too bad. Like going for I think it's called the Tanegashima landmark gun workshop thing. You get 5 free tickets for the Ozutsu, the great siege unit. I think they can be really strong and massed up in numbers. So he's got to be careful, Anotand. It's going to get a couple of lands connected. I like that addition because it's likely to counter a lot of spears that might be on the field here. Which you can see here for Beastie, quite a lot of them. The lands connect to get on top of those could be a problem situation. Going to be looking to get that sacred site. Probably not going to happen. I think the Honor Geisha should take him out eventually. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, the attack speed is actually crazy, right? From that unit. Low damage output, but the attack speed definitely more than compensates for that. But I love the transition now. He has pulled away some villages away from gold, which is understandably so. Has got a farming transition around the Ark and Chapel. All boosted up. And it's getting some all-important upgrades. Getting the man-at-arms upgrade, marching drills, acid distillation for the more gold that he wants, clearly. Also looking to get double broadaxe. There's quite a few lands connected on the field now. 9 so far. 13 knights. Beastie going to look to wall up, but that could be denied if the Lancers spot that for Anotand. It might hide it, might ride in a little bit. We shall see. I'd love to see a scout just camp out there if he sees it. It does see some knights there on that back stone mine. Doesn't get a kill there just yet. It's been pushed away. You can see the Yorishiro has been deposited in the forge. So that forge is going to be giving a decent amount of gold, healthy gold there. 25 gold every 20 seconds. That's pretty amazing actually. 75 gold per minute. That's kind of almost the equivalent of a relic actually. I mean, not a Regnitz Cathedral relic, but you know what I mean. A regular one. Does have the 2 sacred sites now, Anotand, so he has activated the sacred site timer. That could be a good win condition for him, right? Because Beasty, he has to play defensive now. Lost a lot of villages, is on 2 town centers. It's going to take some time before he can actually really muster up a force to get out there. And the force of numbers here, 37 to 23, is actually really strong here for Anotand. The one thing that does work in the favor of Beasty is the Daimyo Palace, which is actually about to be upgraded to the Shogunate Castle. Now, this is a beast of a thing. The Japanese don't get the castle in the Castle Age. They don't get a keep, rather. And so they have to rely on the town centers pretty much acting as keeps. It's pretty expensive, 1,200 stone, but take a look at this guy. This is so beefy. 13,000 HP. Triple the arrow slits, 9 times 3, which is incredible. Has also got a rocket with 9 tile range. Like, I mean, that landscape got absolutely decimated. You can't get close. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely nuts. Like, he can't... The trouble for Anotand is got to get some siege, right? The Shogunate Castle is so difficult to take out. You look to take out the second down tester, which he might just be able to do. In the north? Maybe just try and chop through or something. We shall see, but it's going to take down the TC, that's for sure. Wait. Did he snipe that relic? Oh my god, he sniped the relic! That's actually big brain there by Anotand. I had to think there for a second, because I heard something. I thought that could have been a Yorishiro, but it wasn't. In any case, he's going to be diving into the house. I don't like this from Anotand. Like, he's gauging against spearmen. I get the idea, because he's got a lot of military, but a lot of it will go down pretty quickly. He does clear up a lot. There's a lot of idle time being caused, which is great. But the Shogunate Castle, I mean, take a look. It's going to rip through those units. Holy moly. The damage coming out of the Shogunate Castle is disgusting. It's really deceptive. Oof. I mean, he's causing idle time, right? Which is definitely perfect. He's causing a lot of idle time. Those villagers have to escape, and they're going to go around the outside, and they're going to be just standing there watching their Japanese town center, or town in ruins. But yeah, you can't really camp underneath the Shogunate Castle. He does get out now. He's down to 33 military, but he's pushed Beasty down to 5. So all in all, not too shabby. I guess he was never really going for that killer blow, more just to be aggressive and cause mayhem, which he has done. Villagers do come out to food again, but the trouble is that the Japanese are very hard to kill at times. Like, these farms are at 75% harvest rate right now because of the Shogunate Castle, so income won't be a problem for Beasty for a while. Bear in mind, Anotand is not that much ahead in terms of economy. He does have the relics, to be fair, but the farms on these guys will be super strong. It's a net benefit of 35%, I guess, in a way, because these villages are, buffed by 40%. So exciting in the north, look to be decapped. Don't forget, that's another potential win condition here for Anotand. I would love to see some outposts with emplacements, maybe a keep or 2, maybe even just some walls, like some stone walls around these sacred sites. Will make it very difficult for Beasty to come out and decap them, right? Because at the moment there is a win condition, or at least a way back into the game for Beasty, is if you can mass up a lot of Onimusha, which he is now. That's exactly what he's doing, and I love to see this because there's a lot of heavy units, right? Man-at-arms, knights. Therefore, Anotand, that's all countered by Onimusha. As long as the Onimusha don't have to engage like directly head-on, the Beasty will be taking really good trades against these units. The question is whether Anotand can just mass up enough to survive, but I would love to see an archer transition. Or maybe even crossbows would be enough. Looking to decap the sacred site in the south, and this is the problem if you keep them unguarded. It is just a single veteran spearman that could foil the plans of Anotand. Village coming out though, just to contest that situation. I mean, that's going to buy some time actually. Or I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like, yeah, he's just sending one knight to deal with that, which is fine, and now he's going to push on the front. But take a look at this. Onimusha firing behind the gate. I mean, he's going to torch through the gate, but he's going to lose a couple of units. 2 knights, I think, before getting any sort of value. He breaks through, and At this point, BC just retreats with these guys, right? Goes back to the Shogunate Castle. Okay, this is not great for Anotand. The first fight was bad underneath the Shogunate Castle. This is going to be worse. Because he's got Onimusha to deal with as well. And the rockets coming out from the Shogunate Castle are going to ripping through the units. Again, I get the idea. He's going to try and cause some idle time, which he probably will do, but it's going to lose a lot here. And I'm not sure he's going to get as much as he would want. This is a bit tricky. But Anotand does have 5 relics. 5 relics, cathedral relics, that is. 2 sacred sites. Timer is at 5 minutes. And the idea, I guess, behind this is Anotand's keeping Beasty's army at home. Stops him from decapping the sacred site. But I think behind this, he's got to be able to secure the sacred sites. Whether it's keeps or walls, he's got to do something. No walls just yet. Doesn't really afford to keep. He's looking to get an outpost. Yeah, at this point, the rockets just decimate the army. And Anotand's army is starting to be similar in numbers as the Japanese. That's not a sign that is a good one for him. And all of a sudden, the mass Onimusha is getting Beastie somewhat back in the game. Now, this is actually quite tense, because the thing is that sacred sites are unguarded, and there's no... This army is not strong enough to deal with that. The Onimusha will rip through these villages, rip through these heavily armored units. Definitely needs a transition onto something else. It's going to be poked and prodded a little bit. I mean, the outpost will probably go up, but we'll probably lose 1 or 2 of those villages. That's quite a bit of army there, but unfortunately didn't actually manage to get an outpost there in the end. It's going to be getting access to that stone, and that gold rather, and we'll be walling up. And the good thing for the Japanese is that with the Yoreshiro, it does have a potential for getting free gold passively. I do see a katana bannerman with samurai being added in. Only 4 minutes on the sacred site timer, by the way, guys. This is getting spicy, but I don't think this is as straightforward as we possibly could have had this game, by the way. Like, Anotand lost a lot of units. And Beastie is heading to the north sacred site. It's got a lot of Onimusha. And he'll be fine. I think he might be able to decap this even. I mean, Anotand needs to get there close and somehow deny this, but I'm not so sure how he does that. Doesn't really have the army he needs, and that's really rough, because that was a strong win condition potential. I mean, the knights. The one thing about the Onimusha is they can't stand their ground, right? Like they're not melee, so they just can't do that. If the knights catch up, I like what he's doing. He's making sure he keeps up the access to the sacred site. Even if he can't keep it for long, he needs to buy time, because now we do see the archers coming in, veteran archers. That's exactly what he needs. He needs more numbers of that, and he probably needs the meat shield to head in front of them. But that's a good sign. Anotand going to the Imperial Age with the Palace of Swabia. Might play the macro game from here. And that would be the other way to win the game, of course, just to stay in the game if the sacred site isn't a thing. I mean, he could have possibly gone up the Elsbach Palace. I mean, that could have been a thing, actually. If you wanted to be a bit more focused on the sacred site victory. I mean, an Elsbach Palace here, villages out to stone. Get another keep there. I mean, that'd be impossible to stop, right? He's already got 400 stone in the bank, so it's not exactly that far off a keep. I like the addition of the horsemen. They should be able to chase them down, but yeah, 1.88. The Onimusha still, if they're in heavy numbers, they will be okay-ish. The horsemen can chase them down a bit faster, right? Going down to the south sacred site, which is pretty unguarded. And I mean, he's got to send some cavalry there, right? Oh, this could be dangerous again. Anotand at risk of losing the sacred site in the south. Oh, he's baiting in the north. BC thinking, oh, well, I'm going to make you think I'm going north, but I'm not. I'm going south. But he does peel off a couple of knights to go south, and that should be enough to deal with it, to be fair. There's a lot of spearmen, though. 3 minutes on the timer. It's going to get tight, guys. This is far from over. Does keep the sacred site in the north active. He's going to lose a couple of village... Oh, prelate, rather. Horsemen dive in, and Manasab's going to try and chase as best they can. In the south, he should be okay. Going to contest this for a short time is Beastie. But look at the resources for Beastie. He's going to go to the Imperial Age. And he's going to go for the... I think he's going to go for the gunsmith, right? Get the Azutsu for free. Onimusha just pulling away into the wood line. Palace of Swabia is up and running, though. Yeah, it is going to be the Tanegashima gunsmith. I gotta say, beautiful farm layout. I appreciate it. Now it's at the back there. I mean, he's going to be trying to get a couple of villages. I mean, he does look like he has textiles there, Beastie, I think. I mean, even if he doesn't, it goes up. But, yeah, we'll lose a couple of villages, which is not the end of the world. I mean, it's kind of crazy how Anotand's killed 43 villagers. And yet, he's not exactly that far behind. To be fair, he killed a lot of villagers here, which is actually really useful for Anotand. That is for sure. Gets a first outpost, which has been burnt down already. And Anotand's got to be careful because Beastie has a large force heading northwards. Or at least onto the North Sacred site. I said that Anotand's got plenty of units. 76, Anotand is going to be keep dropped in that Sacred site. That's actually kind of a concern. This is looking a bit dangerous. Beastie might actually cap that Sacred site. Only 1 minute, 13 seconds left. Or there or thereabouts. He takes the engagement. The Onimusha tanking on the front line. Spearmen diving in. And the Knights should be able to take out the Spearmen because there aren't huge in numbers. And there are archers and crossbows. Arbitrary, I should say, focusing on them. But the Onimusha focusing on the Knights. The Knights perishes to the Onimusha drastically. And he gets the castle there in the end. And looking to get a spring on placement. I mean, this is tricky because there is a Rebaldaquin. He needs to focus on the Rebaldaquin. It's going to be chopping through all those units. Huge shot on the Rebaldaquin. Does he snipe it? The Horsemen do now. But he's going to get another shot off on the Rebaldaquin, I think. And he rips through a couple of his infantry units. Where does he go from now here, Anotand? Because he's fighting underneath the castle, which is not optimal. He's going to get his own castle. Onimusha, though, starting to do little numbers, which is not healthy for Beastie. Guys, we're down to 37 seconds. That's kind of bonkers. The Southern Sacred Site. Let's see what's happening there. It's still relatively unguarded. Holy smokes, Anotand. Trying to give us a heart attack. Wall up, my dude. Wall up. Put some walls around it. Do something. Let's get static defenses. Got to do something. But there is a keep with the rocket emplacement. That's going to be hard for Anotand to deal with, right? We'll need some siege. But it might not matter. Villagers coming out for Beastie. I don't think that survives. He's going to lose a lot. Going to be trying dragging the army to the rockets. But if the keep goes up for Anotand, that'll be incredibly strong. I don't think there's a way back here for Beastie. He's only a couple of seconds away from victory. 10 seconds there for Anotand. Should be able to hold on. There are a lot of spearmen they're trying to brace. The keep will go up. And the villagers coming out to the sacred site again just to try and hold it. He's down to 3 seconds. It's going to be down to the wire. Beastie. He's on 3 seconds. He kept it. He's kept it. It's going to get more villagers. But I think the villagers go down here. It looks like Anotand will take the game on himyema. We'll have to see. It comes down to the last villagers. The last villagers. They'll be sniped by Beastie. Oh, well, Beastie's villagers will be sniped. And that's not going to leave much of an economy left to him on that sacred site. That might be the last straw because we are down to the last second or so. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Anotand takes the victory. HRE triumphing over the Japanese in a great game of Age of Empires 4. Hope you guys enjoyed the casted game on YouTube. If you did, do feel free to give the video a thumbs up. Take care and see you next time.